Oh my god. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Chances are, you probably know me because of Dead by Daylight. However, you probably don't know that I consider myself to be a completionist. Whenever I find a game I really enjoy, I attempt to fully complete the game. Whether it's getting every achievement, finishing every side quest, or obtaining every unlockable, I set out to do it all. But sometimes, I just want to play a game and relax. Sometimes Dead by Daylight gets too stale, or too unenjoyable. I could play first-person shooters, but I don't really find them relaxing. I could play an idle game, but at that point, am I even playing a game? I'm left in this gray area where the game I'm looking for needs to be low energy, but also have a goal to work towards. A game genre that's enjoyable and relaxing, with achievements, simplistic controls, and visuals. Somehow, someway, enter fishing games. But not just any fishing game. Oh no, these bad boys have to be cartoonish and outlandish. The more so, the better. I'd go as far as to say I'm a fishing game connoisseur. With over 360 games on Steam, 50 of them are fishing related. With so many to choose from, where do we start? Ice Lakers. Hey, this is Editor Chad here. It's come to my attention that the game in question is called Ice Lakes, not Ice Lakers. You may hear that a few times, but I wanted to clear it up now. Anyway, back to the show. Although it's on thin ice for what's cartoonish and what's realistic, Ice Lakers does a ton of things I love. For starters, it has plenty of achievements. Caught 25 of this type of fish? Here's an achievement. Caught a fish over this weight? Here's an achievement. The game itself takes place in two separate settings. A fishing tournament and free play. They'll be focusing on the tournament mode. Competing against either real people or bots, the game sets out 4 specific win conditions. Most caught, highest overall weight, the most of a specific fish, or the most of multiple species of fish. Winning tournaments of any kind rewards you with in-game money that you can use to buy new equipment, ranging from new lures, rods, bait, or drills. Lures and bait make it more likely to land a specific fish, while rods and drills allow you to catch larger fish. The most versatile of the buyables is what rod you buy. There are 3 types of rods. Ultralight, which are extremely sensitive. If a fish so much as hiccups, you'll be the first to know. Medium rods, great for your everyday fish and small fries, but may break if you catch something a little larger, which leaves you with heavy rods. Not a fish in the game I've caught so far has broken a heavy rod's line, but with how stiff it is, it's way more likely to have bait stolen from you. All 3 are fun to use, and have enough pros and cons to make you want to switch them out for specific win conditions. Need to land the most fish? Use an ultralight rod and take on some small fry. Looking for the most weight? Heavy rods can land the largest fish in the game, which leads me to my own downfall of the game, the barracuda. I've been told by friends that I can become hyper-fixated. When I get into something, I get heavily invested into it. Most of the videos on this channel were made in a month's time, because it was the latest fixation. It doesn't matter now, but what matters is, once I got into Ice Lakers, I looked up videos on it, which led me to discover how insanely easy it is to catch barracudas for the massive payoff it gives you. Something I've yet to mention about this game is that the tournaments are timed, from 10 minutes to 180 minutes, which is 3 hours. As much as I enjoy playing these games, I never want to play more than 30 minutes of a tournament. Especially with how RNG the bots can perform. You can catch 10 fish in 30 minutes, but a bot who caught 4 can beat you because his Xander was a hefty boy. Placing in a tournament rewards you with coins no matter what, but it's peanuts compared to how much you can get for first place. So now I'm at a crossroad. Do I play and just catch whatever and leave it to chance? And maybe I'll win after spending 30 minutes in real time? 30 real life minutes of clearing ice away, of ambient noise, and just waiting. Or do I all but guarantee a win if I just catch 1 barracuda? This conundrum has put Ice Lakers in a strange spot for me, where I can see myself coming back to achievement hunt, but is the slog of earning money worth it? But that's enough of icebreakers. Now that we've gotten to know each other a little bit better, let's look at the next game on our list. Cat Goes Fishing. If I were to recommend any fishing game on this list to someone who's never played a fishing game before, it would be Cat Goes Fishing. Cartoonish? Check. Achievements? Check. Simple concept at first glance, doesn't seem like too much, but after hours of playing, you finally see the full picture with so much depth and lore crammed into some 2D catfishing game? A mouthful, but check. A stunningly simple principle. You are a cat. A cat that is fishing. Throwing fish behind you, either on your dock or your boat, sells them, allowing you to buy new rods, attachments, and boats to go further into the depths. Throwing a fish back into the water turns it into bait, allowing you to catch larger fish. Fish come in 4 sizes: small, medium, large, and huge. Small fish are your stepping stone to the larger world of fishing in this game. For the most part, they're extremely common and will primarily be used as bait or quick buck. Medium fish are your fork in the road. There's so many different types of medium fish that they might just be your main target, or they're another step up in your bait, as not just any bait will catch large fish. Large fish are the core of the game for me. When you first start playing and upgrading, you'll barely be able to see any. As you progress, you'll learn the depths are filled with them. They serve as a checkpoint for me, the next goal to work towards. Catching one just gets you excited to go for the next one. Lastly, there's the huge fish, the boss fights in cactus fishing. Trying to land one of these with an underperforming rod is near impossible. Not only do these bad boys have a ton of stamina, they require special hooks to even attempt to catch one. Without these hooks, they'll straight up steal your bait. And in the early game, that $5,000 is a huge investment, and it's only a one-time use, so you better come prepared. The game will give you a quest to take on, showing you what fish you should be currently after. Unsure what that fish is? The game comes equipped with a catalog, showing you all the fish you've encountered and giving you some nice flavor text too. A nice detail in the catalog is how if a fish was stolen from you while trying to catch it for the first time, it'll show up as eaten. Trying to complete your quest when it comes to some of the more passive fish may seem daunting at first, but the in-game shop has you covered with a bunch of different items. Most of the early game rods won't cast out too far, so picking up a rocket for a single time use to boost out to deeper waters is a cost-effective way to get out there. Tired of grumpers stealing your bait the second it hits the water? Tie a bomb on there and scare away any nearby fish that attempts to steal it. Just be sure the bomb is used up before getting to the fish you want. One thing the game captures very well is the atmosphere. Having your line sink too deep into the water fades away the music, leaving you with just the ambient sounds. Rising it back up will restart the music. So with the game so rich with things to do, so many fish to catch, even hats, you'd think it'd be the game to end all fishing games. There's just one problem. And it's not with the game, the problem's with me. I just cannot stand the early game of cactus fishing after getting so far into it before. It's like starting a new world in Minecraft and getting reminded of how expressive the end game is, but how long it's going to take to get there. I just can't bring myself to replay this game. No matter how hard I try or how long I wait, I'll never be able to play cactus fishing for the first time again. We're headed in the right direction though, leading us to Mysteries Under Lake Ophelia. I have never played a fishing game that starts up with a warning message. The tags for this game even label it as horror, which, at the time of my first playthrough, I'd never considered these two genres of games being together. I was on the edge the whole time. Lake Ophelia does so much with what little it actually does. Hardly being able to see the other side of the lake due to a deep fog, a small cave that fills you with suspense as you enter, and an eerie green glow that fills the lake on random nights. With all that, the game unfortunately never delivers on its horror aspect. The gameplay, however, plays perfectly. Hidden lures scattered around the lake and the surrounding areas, the usual selling off fish you catch to buy new rods and new lures, fish rarity depending on the current loaded game, meaning if you're not seeing the fish you're looking for, you'll have to reload. That said, you can catch every single fish in one load, leading to the overfishing achievement. Easier said than done, as it requires every body of water to be empty, and some of these fish just don't want to be caught. You'll end up with 5 very problematic fish that need the bait placed perfectly on them or else they won't bite. That said, just catching one of them feels like a huge victory. Despite some of its flaws, Lake Ophelia is my favorite game on this list. It's also the first game on this list to have an ending, the main question of what is the mystery under Lake Ophelia. Day will turn into night, and by chance you'll see that green, ominous light emitting from the center of the lake. Early in the game, there's nothing you can do but wonder what it is out there. Once you do have the right tools, you're sucked down into the center. Just your lure sinking deeper into the black background. And then, the ending. This is where feelings get conflicted about Lake Ophelia. Some are angry that the game built up this whole uneasy feeling just to fall flat on its face. Although the ending doesn't take the enjoyment out of the game for me, I even went in 100% of the game, but it does make me wonder, what if they had fully committed to the horror fishing game? We need to take a fishing vacation. Turns out, the once alien idea of a horror fishing game is actually a well fleshed out genre, while games like A Wonderful Day for Fishing and How Fish is Made are more of psychological horror, and titles like Lake Facade and Fish Somofist aren't out on Steam yet. Fishing Vacation tackles this genre well. Although the fishing part of this game isn't stellar, the uneasiness and the story make up for it and kept me playing. This Game Boy style choose your own adventure game has you and your old buddy going out to his uncle's cabin to fish. With his uncle absent from the cabin, your buddy and you dig up worms and start to fish. Casting your line on shadows will net you some fish, whereas regular parts of the water will land you trash. The cabin doesn't have much going on for it outside of a triple lock cellar door and a gramophone playing some upbeat music. As days progress, your buddy and you start to grow more paranoid that this cabin and lake quite aren't the same. It's unsettling. From nightmares, eerie sounds, and one uncomfortably long pause before finally something grabs your line. This would all be too much for most, but you and your buddy are convinced. Don't be frightened if the fish are biting. With your new oddly obtained key, you'll note it's probably for the cellar door. It's just a matter of how you'll end up with the other two. As the weekend progresses, the music gets more distorted, and most actions at this point will factor into how the game will end. Refuse to go nighttime fishing? Big mistake. Missing keys or choosing not to unlock the cellar will leave you wanting answers. It's time to put on the big boy pants and go down there. How curious are you really? Enough to enter the strange exit in the crawl space, or have you seen enough? Probably just want to get out of here as fast as possible, and you better hurry. Guess your buddy's uncle's been here all along. While I enjoyed my playthrough of Fishing Vacation, and just how much it made me realize I want more horror fishing games, it also made me appreciate why I'm here in the first place. This nostalgia has gotten me to reflect on the first fishing game I ever played. I'm talking about Insaniquarium. While this game isn't fishing related, and how it was made before achievements were common for video games, Insaniquarium was a staple of my childhood. Buy fish, earn money through them, and defend them from aliens. This game has always been a favorite of mine. Each level starts you off with 2 fish, which after some feeding will grow larger and start dropping money. The goal is to earn enough money to buy 3 egg fragments. Doing so will beat the level. Beating a level rewards you with a new pet that will help you in your adventures, ranging from helping you collect money to helping you protect your fish from aliens. There are 4 different tanks, usually referred to as what number they appear in a new story. Tanks 1 and 4 I enjoy the most as their gimmick is straightforward. I may have a harder time enjoying tanks 2 and 3 as my younger self would mainly just use the default fish to earn money, making these tanks take forever. That said, tanks 2 and 3 spice things up by adding food chains, needing one type of fish to feed another. There's nothing like an alien attack and ruining your whole ecosystem of fish in one of these tanks. When aliens attack, your mouse click goes from fish food to a laser, which can be upgraded with in-game money. Your laser will push the alien in a specific direction so you can strategically keep them away from your fish, but that won't stop your fish from making their way to the alien. Making it to the end of the game pits you against Cyrax, the leader of the aliens. Fighting him off in a special tank with all your pets on the line made me more emotionally invested than if it was just your average fish. Beating the game won't reward you with every pet though. There are still 4 pets to be unlocked. Each of those 4 pets needs shells to unlock them, which can be earned through the main story, challenge mode, or in some time trial tanks. Shells can also be spent in your own personal tank that has a shop that changes daily, so coming back each day was encouraged. It's surprisingly cool how much replayability the game had despite being made in 2001. The game has a unique charm to it that I love, and I imagine it's why I'm a fan of more cartoonish styled fish games. There's still plenty of fishing games I could talk about, but that's all I have for now. If you're new here, this is a different style of video than I'm used to making. It might be rough around some edges, but it was a ton of fun to make. Anyway, thank you for watching. Take care.
Maybe it's the caffeine from smoking too much weed that I spent all day bundled up in my own anxiety.